Is the sodium content on your shoes just a little too high? Stick around and I'll give you this salt-free solution.
A few years back, we uploaded our very first video on YouTube. It featured Melissa sitting in her office, sharing a tip about how to remove salt stains from boots. We now have over 500 videos, which have been watched over 150 million times and have been shot in every single room in our house. You could say our house is pretty internet famous. It even has a nickname, the CMS HQ. It has always been the space in Clean My Space. Back in 2014, we did a kitchen renovation and filmed the entire process. It was fun to be able to customize our home just the way we want. So much so, we went on to trick out our laundry room, which has also been featured many times in CMS videos. We have transformed many of the spaces in our home, both outside and inside, to better suit our growing needs. It's rather unique to have a home be a place where we spend our private lives, doing chores, doing family stuff, doing normal things that normal people do, while also using it as a backdrop for these videos and the headquarters to our businesses, and a place for our team to meet. It's also the place that holds us when we are sick and vulnerable. And that's why we love our home. And that's why it's sad to say that we have to sell it. Let's rewind to where we last left off. During the nursery makeover video, I mentioned that all of my office stuff was coming out of the soon-to-be nursery and was going into the basement, the location of my soon-to-be new office. It was also supposed to be the next video in the Honey-Do List series. I had so many amazing ideas to turn this blank canvas into a beautiful, functional workspace that would allow me a warm and comfortable office environment and a large studio space for filming. Unfortunately, all of that went out the window when we decided to sell our home. Now the work still needs to be finished. It's just that once I'm finished, I'll probably have to pack it all up and do it all over again. But I soldiered on, because I am a soldier, and because it was a wonderful opportunity to go through all of my stuff and do a massive declutter. Then, with all the extra space I now had, I assembled a TV stand, and eagle-eyed viewers may remember me putting this one together in our living room makeover video. Well, we really liked that one, so I'm going to put another one in my office. Ultimately, I ended up with a nice space to call my office, although only temporarily. Now let's talk about the front of our house, because curb appeal is everything when you are trying to sell your home, and the curb appeal of our house leaves a lot to be desired. And don't even get me started on all of those stupid weeds. The best part about gardening for me is that it's not really complicated. Just remove the stuff you don't want and put in the stuff you do want. Interestingly, this was also supposed to be an upcoming honey-do list video, which got assimilated into this honey-do list video. So that makes this video like a 3-in-1 honey-do list video. So how's that for added value? I decided to plant a bunch of flowers because, as you may know, I love lots of color, and I figured potential home buyers might like it too. It did take a lot longer than I thought, and I ended up working well into the night. Alright folks, time to tackle the inside of the house, and we're going to start in the bedroom. More specifically, I'm going to change out our bed linens. We want the inside of our house to be as inviting as possible, and our old, loud sheets might turn some people off, so we switched to some neutral gray sheets, which we think look a lot more calm and relaxing. And then, it was Melissa's time to shine as we systematically went through every room in our house and did a massive declutter. I mean, we got rid of so much stuff, it was staggering. The objective was to remove as much stuff from our house as possible, and this was accomplished by donating some items, junking some items, and storing some items elsewhere so they wouldn't make our house look cluttered. We decluttered the bathrooms. We decluttered our offices. And with some help from Melissa's mom, we decluttered the closets. Room by room, we slimmed our house down to the bare essentials. Just enough to get by on a day-to-day basis, and just enough for the house to look lived in, but not look like a jumbled mess. After we were finished the upstairs, it was time to move this decluttering party downstairs, especially in the kitchen, which tends to get way out of hand and ends up housing a melange of extra kitchenware and small appliances and other clutter which no one needs to see, especially prospective home buyers. They want to see all of that storage space which is available in the kitchen. What they don't want to see is all of our stuff clogging all of that storage space. So, cupboard by cupboard and drawer by drawer, Melissa painstakingly went through every single thing in our kitchen and again stripped it down to the bare essentials. The last place we needed to tackle was our front room, which had kind of become a bit of a staging area for everything that needed to be out of the house. After one final sorting, these items were then moved to the garage to be donated, to be discarded, or to be moved into storage. And that's where I come back into the picture. There's a place in everyone's home where they store their deepest, darkest secrets. For us, it's the garage. And while Melissa is busy inside, I'm on garage duty, and it's my job to make this space look respectable. Which means doing runs to the Goodwill store to donate some stuff, and then back to the garage to do the exact same thing again. Once all the donations had been made, it was time to run to our storage unit where we are keeping all of the other stuff that we still need but want to get out of the house. For years, we've done our best to film our home looking as clean and tidy as possible. But in reality, our house is just as cluttered and messy as everyone else's. Stuff builds up and gets out of control, and as diligent as we try to be, there are so many parts of our home that we just don't want people to see. But when you're selling your home, people are going to want to see those parts. And that's why over the past few days, we've scrambled to make it look as presentable as possible. The images that you are looking at are the same images that we included on our MLS listing. And for those of you wondering if it was worth all of the work, well, it was. After all of the clutter was gone and the house was ready to show to potential buyers, it looked amazing. It was warm and inviting, clean and tidy, and for one fleeting moment, I thought to myself, maybe we should stay. And then Melissa told me there was no way in hell that we are staying and to stop being a dumbass. We sold our home to the first people who saw it, only a few days after we put it on the market, and for pretty much the price that we were asking for. So I guess everything worked out in the end. We get to move into a new stage of our lives, and the people who bought this house get to make this into a home of their own. And we, of course, are left with memories. Memories of the hundreds of videos that we have shot in our home and shared with you. Memories that we haven't shared. Like, this is the place where I asked Melissa to marry me. This is the home where we started all of our businesses. And this is the only house that Molly and Paisley have called home. This is also the house that Riley was born in. So, how do you properly say goodbye to such an important place? Honestly, I'm not sure. But let this video serve as a formal goodbye to the CMS HQ, and a way to say thank you for all of the memories. What's next for us here at Clean My Space? Well, I assure you, it involves a new CMS HQ, a major renovation, a brand new video series, and a whole new adventure to follow along with. So sit tight and stay tuned.